Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good at your end, guys. What's good? Guys, the monster, the real monster, not the Mexican monster, the real monster destroys Nonito Donaire in 2 rounds. Wow, what a performance by Inoue. Baby, that guy is a great fighter. He is a great fighter. What a talent. What a boy. What a fighter. You know what? Inoue is great, man. Let me tell you something about Inoue. You know, Inoue fought Donaire the first time and it was fight of the year. It was an unbelievable fight. And a lot of people thought that, you know, this fight was going to live up to it as well. Unfortunately, Donaire got caught with a right hand, an explosive right hand on the temple. And when he got hit with it, his legs, he went drunk almost. His legs were, you know, they weren't under him. And I felt like that was the end of the fight. You know, I felt like the bells saved Inoue from knocking him out in the first round. And in the second round, I don't think Donaire had recovered. And I think he hit him with a left hook. And Donaire's again went on drunken legs. And Inoue just came in and finished the fight. It wasn't much of a fight. And to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting it to be a very tough fight for Inoue. I'll tell you why. Even though Donaire's been looking good, I think at 39 years of age, what we've got to realize, guys, is that the first thing that goes as you get older is your punch resistance. And Donaire is 39. Sorry, guys, I had to have that drink of water. It's absolutely baking in here. But yeah, your punch resistance diminishes when you get older. Your punch resistance, you know, completely goes at that age, and I always knew that maybe Donaire's legs won't be the same, and that's what basically happened. Is, you know, he got caught with a shot, and I don't even think it was the legs. I think Inoue's done that to quite a few guys. You throw a jab and he throws an explosive right hand right over the top, and he's very snappy with it. Like, it's just like boom, you know, right over the top, and he's very snappy with that punch. And when it catches you, you almost go into a drunken state, right? Because he catches you on the temple, and people, like, they're all over the place. I've seen it a lot of times with Inoue opponents that their legs go funny when he hits them with those shots. Inoue has serious power, and it's explosive power. It like catches you in an explosive way, and it's like you go all over the place. He has serious power for those weight classes, and he's very fast. He's explosive, and being fast is one thing. Being explosive on top of fast is dangerous. You know, Inoue is explosive, powerful, fast. He's got the full shebang. He's a great talent and a great fighter. I've been very high on Inoue since day dot. I've been a massive fan of Inoue. I don't know, back in the day, when a couple years ago, when actually this fight happened, I did a video. I actually did a live stream commentary on it. And yeah, Inoue, basically, that was a tough fight. I have to say, the first fight was tough, but this fight was totally domination by Inoue. And to be honest, I expected it. Donaire's older. Inoue's getting into his prime. I think one thing worried for me with Inoue coming into this fight, it was the fact that Donaire was pretty active, and Inoue, on the other hand, was pretty inactive. You know, I think they need to get a move on with his career. Now, he wants to be undisputed. Paul Butler's, I think that's an easy fight for him. I think Inoue will knock Butler out pretty comfortably. If I'm honest with you, I think it's just a good payday for Butler. But yeah, Inoue will absolutely wipe him out. And Inoue is going to take some stopping. That boy can fight. He can really fight, man. That guy is a monster. You know, the nickname that they've given to him, the Monster, is well deserved, because he is a monster. There's no doubt about it. He's an absolute beast, an absolute monster of a fighter. And I honestly do think he's going to take some beating, man. Who's going to beat that guy? Who's going to beat that guy? And yeah, I think he's a phenomenal. And the only problem is with Inoue is I think there's not many guys in his weight class, and I don't know whether he's going to have to jump into a fight, a super fight, with somebody that might be too big for him. I think 130 is out of the question. Inoue came from, I think, 108. So even this is probably his max out. I don't know whether he can go up to any further, because if the fighters who's at 126, you had guys like Carl Frampton and guys like that were fighting there. And Donaire actually fought at 126, but Donaire's massive though. Yeah, I think Inoue will become undisputed, but maybe he does move to 126, because if he cleans out the 126 pound division, which I think he will. Now, there are fights with Rigondeaux, there are fights with Casemiro, you know, which I would like to see. You know, fighting Paul Butler is a mismatch. To be honest with you, he'll become undisputed and beat Butler. But if he's gonna stay at that weight, I would like to see him fight Casemiro, who I think will give him a fight. Although I think he knocks Casemiro out, I think a fight with Rigondeaux would be interesting, because Rigondeaux is a very good fighter. I think at this age, again, I have the same worry for Rigondeaux that I have for Nonito. Donaire, I think he might wipe Rigondeaux out, just because of the explosiveness, the speed, the youth. I think Inoue probably knocks Rigondeaux out as well. And yeah, I think Inoue needs guys in his prime that are good, you know, on his level, where he can have good fights with them, you know. And unfortunately, the only fight where he's been tested at this point is the Donaire first fight. Apart from that, his fights have been relatively comfortable for him. He is an absolute monster, an absolute beast, explosive, fast. He's got the full shebang, and pound for pound, he's one of the best in the world. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the fighters in around his weight class where people are going to give him the credit or respect for how good he is. I think he's a phenomenon. I do. I think he's special. I think he's great to watch. And this is what I mean. This is what I'm trying to say when people were saying about Haney and stuff. Haney's boring. This is what you call a fighter. You know, he's got skills. He's got everything. He's exciting. He's the full shebang. That's what you call, do you know what I mean? That's what you call a fighter. Not somebody that, you know, jabs and jabs and jabs and hugs and, yeah, like, you might win, but come on, man, you've got to win in some kind of class. Even Inoue fought Donaire the first time, and it was a fight of the year. Look, I think Haney's doing what he's doing is because he's fighting, like, the level of opponents are what they are. Kambosos isn't that great a fighter, but when he steps up and fights a Davis, I think Haney may be in good fights as well, because those guys will push him. And look, Andre Ward said a beautiful thing. He's like, a lot of people criticize Floyd and criticize Haney for how boring he was, but it's the opponent's job to actually make the fight not boring and make it interesting, which is true. I agree with that, but I also think that in terms of entertainment, right, you're there to entertain as well. Yeah, boxing's not, I get it, the sweet science is to hit and not get hit, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why Andre Ward struggled, you know, to sell out stadiums and sell out and be a star like Canelo. There's a reason why, you know, Floyd Mayweather, a lot of people say Floyd, firstly, early on in his career was pretty exciting to watch. Secondly, Floyd Mayweather was an anomaly. He was a superstar. He was a phenomenon. And not everybody can be like Floyd Mayweather. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not everybody can have that promotional, they don't have, Haney's not Floyd. Haney doesn't have the mouth that Floyd had. Haney doesn't have the promotional talent or skills that Floyd had. Floyd was a phenomenon in that sense. So you can't compare fighters to Floyd. Look at Andre Ward. Andre Ward was a better fighter than Haney, and Andre Ward couldn't sell out anything really. If you look at it, it's only towards the back end of his career where he made a few M's. You know, otherwise he wasn't even making huge money, Andre Ward. And look at how great a fighter he was. You know, his talent deserved a lot more money. Anthony Joshua is not half the fighter that Andre Ward is. He's made way more money than Andre Ward. So this is the point I'm trying to make, that Andre Ward's ability, the money that he made didn't really match his ability. He probably deserved a lot more, but because he didn't sell out and he wasn't exciting to watch, and Haney will have the same issue. Haney will have the same issue. You know, fans like to see people that are exciting. Now, a lot of you need to look at Inoue and look how he's got skills. He's pound for pound ranked a lot higher than Haney, right? But he's exciting to watch. You know, everybody enjoys Inoue. Everybody watches Inoue and says, wow, you know, this is what you call a serious fighter. He's a serious fighter, exciting to watch. He's down to earth. He's explosive. Man, that guy's a beast. He's going to take some beating. Inoue is going to take some beating. I tell you, Inoue is going to take some beating. The guy is one of my favorite fighters out there today. Special talent, ability, explosive. And you know what the thing is with Inoue? He's very explosive. You know, like, he reminds me a little bit of like Roy Jones. Obviously, Roy was one of the greats. But Roy used to go over your jab and hit you with an explosive right hand that you don't see coming, and it'd knock you out. Inoue is a bit like that, where Inoue hits you with a shot and he wipes you out completely. Inoue is special, man. Inoue is he's definitely a guy that's going to go a long way in the sport, and in my opinion, he's going to definitely finish as an all-time great. The guy's a phenomenon, and he's got everything. He's got everything. He's got a country behind him. He's exciting. He knocks people out. He's got the full shebang. He's got skills. He's fast. You know, it's not like I can see people outboxing him, because he's a great boxer as well. And he's so fast and so snappy, and he's got virtually everything. Got a good jab. He's got great hand speed. He's got great footwork. He's basically a complete fighter. He's a complete fighter. I would like to see him, even though people might not agree with me because of the fact that I was just criticizing Haney. I would like to see him against Rigondeaux. I would like to see how he gets on. Again, I don't know where Rigondeaux is in his career. Has his legs gone? Is he the fighter he was? Because Rigondeaux looked pretty poor against Casemiro, really. He hardly did anything. But I would like to see him against that style. And let's see if someone like Rigondeaux can frustrate Inoue, and what answers does Inoue have, or will Inoue just walk straight through him as well? That would be a very interesting fight, just to see how he deals with that style. Because one thing we know about Rigondeaux, he's very, 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 very good. Or in his prime, he was very, very good and very skilled. But how will someone like Inoue deal with that sort of style? Because he hasn't really fought anybody. Like, Donaire's more of a fighter. Casemiro, again, is more of a fighter. He'll come to Inoue. I feel like Inoue will do a job on these type of fighters, but how will he deal with somebody that's just there not to engage, there box and move and just spoil and make the fight difficult, like a Haney type, there to box and move and just look to win on his jab? And how will he do against someone like that? And that would be very interesting, even though stylistically might not be a great watch, but it may be, because Inoue might just get to you and smash you up, which may be a case with Rigondeaux, especially with how old Rigondeaux is. I think Rigondeaux in his prime was a phenomenon, a fighter. I think he would have given Inoue trouble. Would Inoue won that fight? I don't know, because Rigondeaux is naturally bigger and he's very, very skilled. And let's not forget, Rigondeaux beat a prime Donaire. He beat a prime Donaire. He chinned. No, actually, didn't Donaire put Rigondeaux down? Yeah, so, yeah, man. And obviously, although Inoue's beaten Donaire twice, he beat an older version of Donaire. We don't know how good that Donaire was at that point, especially the first time. I know he's gone on to win a world title since, but again, he beat Obali. Obali's not, again, for me, Rigondeaux was a really, really good fighter, and another fighter who probably deserved a lot more than what he got in his career, but hence, again, his style was boring. The TV networks weren't interested, and he didn't get the recognition that he deserved because he was boring. Yet, he had unbelievable skills. Talk about skills. Rigondeaux had unbelievable skills. But again, people viewed him as boring, and he didn't get the credit. Like, I'm not saying people that are boring shouldn't. Of course, I feel like skills pay the bills. But at the same time, fans are there to be entertained as well. So we have to have a balance here. What I saw with Haney and Kambosos was pretty terrible and pretty difficult to watch. There's a difference with Floyd, who I actually used to enjoy watching. Not so much towards the back end of his career, but especially early on. Like, I didn't have a problem with Pacquiao and Mayweather fight. People thought that was boring. Floyd neutralized him, but Floyd still did a lot of good things in there. With Haney and Kambosos, it was pretty new. There was not a lot happening. But again, with every boring fight we get an explosive performance. We get a guy goes in there like Inoue. Inoue is going to be box office no matter who he fights. Inoue is just a great fighter, and I think whoever Inoue fights, I think you're going to see him put on an exciting fight. He's already been in some really great fights, and even though we felt like shortchanged in the sense that the fight ended in 2 rounds, but we're so pumped watching Inoue because he's so good to watch. Even 2 rounds seems like you've got value for money because he's exciting to watch. His style, everything about him, he's very good to watch. And that's what I mean. I felt like I got more value from watching Inoue v Donaire 2 rounds than I did with Haney Kambosos, 12 rounds, so that just tells you what I thought of the Haney Kambosos fight. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But no, Inoue takes out a Donaire, takes out an old Donaire, but nevertheless, it was Donaire who was still a champion, and Inoue he basically won all the belts. I think he's got the WBC, WBA, and IBF. I think he needs the WBO from Paul Butler, I assume, who, by the way, it should have been Casemiro, but Casemiro didn't make weight, and then Paul Butler was raised to champion, which I think a lot of people would have preferred to see the Casemiro fight. But it is what it is. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.